Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, we would like to share information about Zakat and with us, I'm Pingkan.
I'm Isrina.
I'm Herlia.
And I'm Ira Mega Agustin.
I'm Alvina.
So, in this video, we are going to share about Zakat, what is the definition, what is the function,
And what is the law? What is the requirement of Zakat?
And Kaiser that should be Zakat.
Who deserve Zakat?
I hope you enjoy this video. So
I will explain the definition of Zakat and the function of Zakat. What is Zakat? Zakat is a number of assets that must be issued by Muslims to be given to groups who are entitled to receive. Zakat is also a form of worship, such as prayer, fasting, and the others, that have been arranged in detail based on the Quran and Sunnah. Zakat in language has three meanings. The first is Zakat means increasing or growing. The second is Zakat means better. And the last is Zakat means to purify. And the function of Zakat. Zakat has three functions. The first is the function of diniyah or religious. The second is the functions of akhlakiyah or morals. And the last is the functions of
The function of diniyah or religious. By tithe means having carried out one of the pillars of Islam that deliver a servant to the happiness and salvation of the world and the hereafter. Zakat is also a means for the servant to draw closer to his Lord. It will also increase the faith because of its existence, which contains several kinds of obedience as well as a means of sin. The function of akhlakiyah or morals. Tithe will add to the nature of the glory, tolerance, and spaciousness of the person to pay the zakat. Tithe can contribute something useful both in the form of wealth and body for the Muslims, will expand the chest and expand the soul, because surely he will be loved and respected according to the level of sacrifice. The function of ijtimaiyah or social. The first is Zakat establishes the bonds of love between rich and poor because the soul is actually created with a tendency to love those who do good to them. The second is Zakat can cover the needs of the poor. The third is Zakat can erase envy and jealous from the bosom of the poor because the poor will feel jealous if the rich enjoy their wealth without being able to take the slightest benefit from it. But if they give away some of their wealth, then feelings of envy and jealous will disappear and love will grow. And the last is Zakat can also grow wealth and increase blessing.
I will explain about the requirements of Zakat. There are several requirements that must be fulfilled in the obligation to pay Zakah, namely relating to muzaki or people who issue Zakah and relating to assets.
First requirements related to muzaki. There are Islam and independence. The meaning of independence here is someone who has fulfilled the requirements to issue zakah. The second requirements relating to assets issue. First, the assets must be obtained in a good and lawful manner. As for unlawful assets, both the substance of the object and the way to obtain it is currently not subject to the obligation to pay zakah. The second, perfectly owned. That is
now is the law of rejection of Zakat. There are two people that Allah has been mentioned it, that two people because of not to pay Zakat or refuse to pay Zakat. The first one, as ulama has an agreement that people will have that people bakhil, it means those people who don't want to pay Zakat, it's already paid. The second one is people not only bakhil, not bakhil, but this person is actually godless, unbelieving. So that is the first one. Allah said in Surah verse 110, and it means whoever don't give some his wealth, not come for me to hellfire, means Jahannam.
Is not a loan from someone else. The intention is that the asset is under control and power of the owner. For example, such as good and halal trading business results. Inheritance, the state's gift must be zakah if it meets its requirements. The third is asset that is intrinsically or legally developed, which is intrinsically increased, such as livestock, seeds, fruits, and trade assets, which is increased legally, such as gold and silver if not traded, because even though they don't add up, they are legally considered to be increasing, because people can trade at any time. As for undeveloped assets, it is not required to be treated as zakah. Horses and sheep. In the time of Prophet Muhammad SAW include unproductive assets, hence not being an object of zakah. The fourth is has reached nisab, that is has reached the minimum size of property subject to zakah, meaning that it has reached a certain amount in accordance with the conditions. The fifth is has reached the haul, meaning that the assets to zakah has reached a period of 1 year or 12 months hijriyah. These requirements applies to zakah on currency and livestock, whereas for zakah on agricultural product there are no haul conditions. Agricultural zakah is issued each time a harvest. The last is more than basic needs. What is meant in basic needs is if those needs are excluded, then a person may be harmed, such as a living, shelter, and clothing. So, spend more than is necessary. For example, you have more rice, this rice can be zakah, and don't make a living what you need.
So I'm gonna talk about the property that you should be zakah. The first is zakah of atman. Zakah of atman, there are three that are zakat of gold, zakat of silver, zakat of money. And the next is zakah of commerce. And the third is zakah of corpse. And the last is zakah of livestock.
The next is nishab and zakah on sheep or goats. Number of sheep or goats obligatory measure of zakat to be paid 40 to 121 sheep, 121 to 202 sheep, 201 to 303 sheep, and on every 100 more than this, an extra sheep is added. The next is zakah from livestock. The first is the livestock are zakatable when the owners have fulfilled the conditions for nishab and whole. Zakatable livestock are sheep, cows, buffaloes, and camels. These livestock must be healthy, not crippled, and must not be used to work in the paddy field or carry the goods. Nishab and zakat on cows. Number of cows, obligatory measure of zakat to be paid 30 to 39, a cow age 1 year, 40 to 59, a cow age 2 years, 60 to 69, 2 cows age 1 year, 70 to 79, a cow age 2 years. And the next is
Nishab and zakah on sheep or goats. Number of sheep or goats obligatory measure of zakat to be paid 40 to 100. Nishab and zakat of camels. Number of camels 5 to 9. Measure of mandatory zakat to be paid 1 sheep. 10 to 14. Measure of mandatory zakat to be paid 2 sheep. 15 to 19. Measure of mandatory zakat to be paid 3 sheep. The last is zakah of trade or commerce. The rate of zakah of trade is 2.5%. It has rich whole and nishab 85 gram gold.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saat ini explain about the kind of wealth is zakat, as explained by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala in His word. In fact, zakat is only for the needy, the administrator of zakat, the poor, the mu'allaf who are persuaded, and for the way of Allah, and for these who are being motivated as a place of profits and as by Allah. And Allah is all-knowing, always. Surat At-Taubah ayat. The first is fakir. Fakir is for those who do not get something that is sufficient to help of them. If someone doesn't have something that can earn from himself and is heavily for a half year, then he is needy. Second, poor. There are people who have wealth but cannot pay their needs for a full year.
There are people who have wealth but cannot pay for a full year. So there are people that can completely serve all per year. If a person doesn't have contract income, such as profession or family or investment, you can provide enough for him and his
The third is Amil. Amil is the people who have the duty of the state authorities to collect zakat. Collect zakat from the muzaki and share it to those who are entitled and look after it. Fourth, mu'allaf or converts. There are people leaders who do not have strong faith. They are given zakat of slaves, including freeing slaves from zakat money. Seven is Sabila. Sabila indicates zakat number can suffice them. Jihad can use to buy jihad Sabila. 8 is Ibnu Sabil. Is a traveler whose journey can be given zakat in order to get.
Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Hopefully this video is useful for you all, and don't forget to
Subscribe and turn on your bell.
If you like it, give us thumbs up,
Give us comment below.
and don't forget to share it.